Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the ThePCelitist. My name is Woodsie.
My name is Shepherd.
And this episode is a little bit of a reaffirmation for our channel. Because I think we have to remind everyone, new and old, a few times, what this channel really is about. And it started out, and I hope it is an objective. We try to be very intellectual about our love for video gaming and really evaluate what we're doing. Okay, me and Shepherd had a discussion just a few minutes ago that really intrigued us to make this a video.
Yeah, we often do that. Then we have to cut it short and say, save it for the channel.
Right. And so we call ourselves the ThePCelitist because I felt that it needed to be said out there that objectively I feel the PC is the superior gaming device when money is not an issue. Or when you have the funds to construct a decent
also be
rig.
a bang for your buck type of situation.
Right, and the analogy we've used is like cars. You know, the Camry is a budget vehicle, but if you want the best car in the world, no one would ever say, "Oh, that's the Camry." But there's a ton of Camrys out there. Why? Because it's accessible and it's a good car. Okay. But if money's not an option, then you go somewhere. I mean, if money's not a problem, then you go somewhere else, right? Because there are better vehicles out there. Same thing with the PC. It's a better vehicle for gaming, right? So we were talking about games. We were talking about gaming, and I would ask the community, when's the last time you've said this to yourself? Because this can really help you develop that compartmentalization in your mind versus how I feel about something and how much I like something or how much I respect what's the word I want to use, whether I think there's value in it, whether I like it or not. Okay. And Shepherd asked me, are there games that you played that you liked or respected or thought were good but you didn't actually like them or play them? And I said there was. And I would invite anyone listening to this to kind of come up with these themselves. If you've never done it, if you've never had this experience, then you're not separating these values you have as a gamer versus just your feelings, your nerd rage or your, what most people would call a fanboyism. Okay? So we're trying to be, even though our channel is the ThePCelitist, we're trying to separate ourselves as we may be fanboys, but we have legitimate reasons. We're not intellectual numbskulls. Okay, so have you ever liked a game, said that's a great game, it's just not for me? And I brought up some examples to a Shepherd. There are games, older games, like the Baldur's Gate series. I've never been a big fan of it. I played it a few times. I respected a lot that the developer put into it, and I appreciate what they did. It just wasn't for me. And I could completely understand if someone said, Baldur's Gate was the greatest series ever. What are you talking about? I understand why you love it. It just wasn't for me. The Rainbow Six series, a lot of Tom Clancy games actually, are just not for me. I think they do great work, and I think when you get down really far down the simulation path of things, like your flight sims,
Microsoft Flight.
Yeah. I love that they exist. I love that they exist. When I see somebody playing them, like those sim boxes people,
sim pits, yeah.
I think that is the coolest thing in the world. How awesome is it that you can have this hobby and you just want to fly to Arizona and just get in your plane, right?
In the news chopper.
Right. I love that exists, but I'm not a fan of that genre, series, what have you, Even my handle, Woodsie, comes from Thief, which I just grown to love because I have all these nostalgic memories of my brother playing it. I did play through the Thief series, but, I mean, really, I fell in love with the character because I would always watch my brother play it because I loved everything this Thief series was, but I wasn't like... I'm not some guy who knows all Thief lore and knows the ins and out of all the game, but I do appreciate everything they did for gaming. I love that series for that. So do you have any examples, Shepherd, of that type of...
I do have a couple. The biggest one, and it's a game I actually really enjoy when I play it. I just can't get into it nearly as much as other people do. Civilization. Civ 3, I didn't really play Civ 1 or 2 very much. Civ 3 I played a fair amount and liked it. Civ 4 I played a lot and really enjoyed the game, but I didn't love it the way hardcore Civ players love it. And I've only really watched people play Civ 5, but I can say that that game is a gold standard, not just in what's the genre? It's turn-based, but it's
it's a nation-building
Yeah,
game, or a god game. Sometimes people call
a turn-based nation-building game, or civilization-building game, I guess you should say.
Strategy game.
I acknowledge that that game in the genre is the gold standard, and then in just making games as a series, it's hard to make 5 games and have them, to a lot of people, get better each time. And I feel like it's such a great, solid game, and it's not that it's not for me. It's just I only get kind of lukewarm to slightly above lukewarm enjoyment out of it. So I think that's certainly one example. Simulators, definitely the flight sims. I love that people can build sim pits and be true enthusiasts about flight sims. They're just not necessarily for me, partially because I've never really been willing to invest in the time or technology to take advantage of all of the very... I did play Jane's USAF back in the day that had the Bible-thick manual that you had to read and learn.
I think as a kid, we all went to the store and bought that simulator out of the bin, not knowing what we were getting into. There's jets in this? I'm all for that. You know, but we didn't know what we were getting into.
Yeah, and then I think I love StarCraft, but I know a few people who are like, it's just, I don't know why everyone loves it so much. It's just not that interesting. I wish that they would say, that game, 1 and 2, are phenomenal. They're just not really for me. Like, for me personally, Diablo 1, Diablo 2, I didn't play them nearly as much as you and Razdauer did, or many other people did.
Right.
Even going back now, and I know that contextually, when you play it when it came out, it must have been something different, but a few years ago when I played Diablo 2 for the first time, I could recognize this game. I can see why people love it so much.
Right.
It just wasn't really for me. Dungeon Crawler's not really for me. So there are several games that are even just genres. Fantasy, never really, WoW is about as fantastical as I'll get. But the Final Fantasy series, I don't know if I could say objectively it's a great game, but I know that just, what is it, like 12, 13, 14 editions of that game?
Right.
And people are just in freaking love with it. There must be something there. Not at all for me. But yeah, I think there
must there something be there from Call of Duty then?
No. And I'm a Call of Duty veteran, not any of the Black Ops or Modern Warfare 3.
Right.
But Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty 3.
Right.
I was an older Call of Duty veteran. I'm not willing to say these games are awesome. They're just not for me.
Right.
It's just, to me, it was big dumb fun, and it wasn't even big. It was little dumb fun. The single player was grand, but if you want, okay. I won't say it's good, just not for me. It's playing a Michael Bay movie over and over and over again.
Right.
I don't think that it's that good. It's entertainment, sure, but I don't think it's a good, solid game. But we could go on and on about Call of Duty. But yeah, I think there are plenty of examples of games, just as you say. I can say it's a good game. It's just not for me. And we need to be honest with ourselves and be able to say that.
Yeah. I know people will come to this channel and immediately think we're just being fanboys because we call ourselves a PC elitist.
At least call us fan men. Okay? You hear how deep our voices are.
Right.
Especially Woodsies.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
But I hope that we make the case that there is a difference between PC and Xbox. And again, if someone came on the channel and go, I don't have time to maintain a PC, and I like the quick and easy makeup of a Xbox, and I like using a controller, so why would I buy a PC? I would say, don't ever buy a PC.
It's not for you.
Because
Because what we're asking you to say is PC is superior hardware, superior capabilities.
Right.
It's just not for me.
Because as I would willingly admit, you're right for you, but you can't then turn around and say, oh, and it has the best games ever and the best gaming experience possible. Well, no, now I have an argument.
I do have one more example of a game franchise that I can admit is legendary, but it's not for me. And I was considering not bringing it up because I know how near and dear to your heart it is. Half-Life.
Right.
It never grew on me. But by gum,
You know what I did just now?
What?
I chopped you in half with a samurai sword, and you don't know you're cut in half yet. It'll be like 4 a.m. this morning. You'll just split.
Like Resident Evil, my eye will slowly slide down my face.
Yeah.
You know, you are a Half-Life junkie, especially and Half-Life 2.
Right.
But it's just not for me. But you
Yeah.
know what? And it's not even the games in itself. What that engine, what Valve and Steam, especially just Valve's company.
You can't say that you don't like Valve because you obviously love the company.
Love the company. But just Half-Life, that building block, that foundation is just incredibly impactful in the history of PC gaming.
Right.
But a lot of their games generally aren't for me.
Right. Right. Yeah, so if you're the type of guy that when someone mentions a game you don't play, and your immediate reaction is, that's stupid. That game's dumb. You know?
Then this is
and
the channel for you.
I feel like we're going to be moving, just because of the way we're playing games right now, the games we're playing, that we're going to find ourselves in the middle of this, you know, Warzy DayZ conflict.
Yeah,
and
we didn't even know we were walking into it, but apparently, yikes.
And, you know, I said on another video when we mentioned it, is that I understand exactly what each one is bringing to the table. And I understand the pluses and bonuses to both, and I'm interested in playing both.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm not willing to say one is just flat out better than the other, considering Warzy is still in an alpha stage. Mm-hmm. So, but if that's your immediate reaction, that's stupid, or no, that sucks because I don't play it. You need to ask yourself: do you really judge games on its merits, and then understand your own value system as a gamer, what I value in a game versus what this game. You know, and appreciate the values that game has, even though you don't really play. You don't get into that kind of thing. So, that's the subject.
Yeah.
Please, and ended kind of awkwardly, but
I'm just waiting for someone to say, "Well, Skyrim. You guys keep ripping on Skyrim, but you have to admit it's a fantastic game." Nah. It has some fantastic elements.
I can't actually comment on Skyrim because I didn't play it. Oblivion, I was told up and down was a great game, and I could give you a list of reasons why I didn't like it. But that's for another video, I guess.
Yeah.
But please, comment down below, thumbs up this video if you liked it, link it to your friends, favorite it, do everything you can to this video. You can.
Love it.
And please comment down below games that you respect but don't play.
Exactly. And if you have a more elongated response, please feel free to send us a message. Or if you have questions that you feel could be a good discussion, feel free to send those to us because we've had some great suggestions recently. And we're always interested in your feedback. Truly are.
Yes. My name is Woodsie.
My name is Shepherd. This is the PC Elitist, signing out.